Decades ago, the Brookings Institution identified the success sequence. Number 1, graduate from high school. Number 2, get a full-time job. And number 3, get married before having children. This 3-part formula seems like common sense that doesn't really need any additional explanation. Unfortunately, more and more Americans are bypassing this simple roadmap for avoiding poverty and living in the middle class. So let's break this down.
There are as many definitions of success as there are households. Success can be measured by income and accumulated wealth. Success can mean financial independence and the ability to successfully maneuver through life's challenges and joys on your own. Success can mean living a life of service with few, if any, regrets. Our founders called this the pursuit of happiness.
To paraphrase German philosopher Immanuel Kant, success can mean living in a way that, should your behavior become the universal norm, it would be beneficial. In other words, everybody lived their lives, managed their personal affairs the way you do, the world would be better off. That's a tall order and big responsibility, but it is completely within everyone's grasp.
Let's look at each piece of the success sequence. Number 1, graduate from high school. Today, a high school diploma is the nationwide minimum education certificate. Every employer is going to ask for one. It's a common experience shared by an overwhelming number of Americans. It makes the diploma holder a member of a club. They'll be relatable to everyone they will meet. It is an attainable key that begins to open doors of opportunity.
Number 2, get a full-time job. The high school diploma proves you were able to show up enough at school and attain the required knowledge to graduate over a 4-year period. Now, a full-time job demonstrates that your services are worth at least what your current employer is paying you. Showing up on time, working independently, and producing goods and services equal to or in excess of the amount you are being paid. The transfer of dollars from an employer to an employee speaks volumes. Money talks.
Number 3, get married before having children. The nuclear family, 2 parents and children, wasn't invented in the 1950s as an ideal middle-class arrangement. Rather, it is a result of billions of decisions made by individuals and couples around the world over thousands of years. Moses was married, Confucius was married. There is nothing new or culturally unique about the institute of marriage. It represents a tried and true arrangement that combines a lifelong commitment and a division of labor that increases the ability of meeting challenges and obligations independently, living a life that is beneficial to the greater community.
So this is all well and good, but how do we know it works? Research. In 2009, the Brookings Institute published a book by Ron Haskins and Isabel Sawhill titled Creating an Opportunity Society. This well-researched work called for a change in social norms to bring back the success sequence as the expected path for young Americans. To bring back the success sequence as the commonly accepted pattern of behaviors for living middle-class lives independently.
More recently, research by Wendy Wang, University of Maryland, and Brad Wilcox, Princeton, titled Millennial Success Sequence, claims that 97% of millennials who follow what has been called the success sequence, that is, get at least a high school degree, work, and then marry before having children, in that order, are not poor by the time they reach their prime young adult years, ages 28 to 34.
Some critics of the success sequence claim that a full-time job does all the work of the success sequence. The research done by Wang and Wilcox disagrees. Simply put, compared with the path of having a baby first, marrying before children more than doubles young adults' odds of being in the middle class or top income.
If you were given a sequence that had 97% success in winning the lottery, or minimally double the chances that you would win, would you follow that success sequence? Graduate from high school, get a full-time job, get married before having children. It's a 97% winner.